Dear students, in the earlier sessions we have studied how to prepare income and expenditure account and the balance sheet when the opening balance sheet is given, recent payments account is given, and the adjustments are given. So in this session, we shall see how to prepare income and expenditure account and the balance sheet when recent payments account and additional informations are given and opening balance sheet is not given. So now look at the problem. From the following recent payments account and information given below, prepare income and expenditure account and the balance sheet of Adarsh Literacy Organization as on 31st March 2018. To balance brought down, this is the amount to be entered in the opening balance sheet. Subscription 2017 and 18 and 19. 17-18 is the current year subscription and 18-19 is the advance subscription for next year. Sale of old newspaper, it is the regular income, revenue income, income and expenditure account, it has to be entered. Government grant, see, government grants are given. Whenever there is a government grant, we have to treat them according to the instruction. See, the government grants may be of two types. The grants received as a recurring grant or maintenance grant. So whenever the grants are received as recurring grant or maintenance grant, you must treat them as revenue and you have to write them in the income and expenditure account. When the government grants are given for a specific purpose, then you have to write them in the balance sheet. So when they are recurring grant or maintenance grant, you have to write them in the income and expenditure account. And if the purpose is given, the grant for construction of building like that, then you have to write them in the balance sheet. However, in this problem, the clear information is not given, so we can consider them as recurring grant and we shall write them in the income and expenditure account. Sale of old furniture 3,700 is given. So when the book value is given along with the sale of old asset, what you have to do is you have to deduct cost from the sales value or sold value. So here the cost book value is 5,000 and it is sold for 3,700. So you will get minus 1,300. When there is minus, we can consider them as loss on sale of furniture. Okay. Interest received on FD 900. See, interest is given when the percentage is given along with the fixed deposit. Say for example, in this problem on the payment side it is given fixed deposit with bank at 10%. So FD, it is 10%. The amount of fixed deposit is 18,000. So 10% of 18,000 is 1,800. This is the interest for the entire year. But in the problem, fixed deposit with bank, it is deposited on 30th June. So from 30th June or from 1st of July till 31st March, 9 months. So for 9 months you have to calculate the interest on fixed deposit. Okay. Look at the right hand side, payment side, general expenses, of course you know, newspaper, electricity, all are revenue expenses. Books, they will go to the balance sheet. Salary, rent, postage charges, they are all revenue expenses. Furniture purchased, since the date is not given, we can assume that the furniture is purchased at the end of the year. balance carried down, it will go to the closing balance sheet. Okay, now let's look at the additional information. Subscription on 31st March 2018, rupees 1,500. So outstanding subscription 1,500. On March 31st, 2018, salary outstanding rupees 600. So outstanding salary, you have to add it to the salary in the income and expenditure account. Again, on the liability side, you have to write as outstanding salary. On April 1st, 2017, organization owned furniture 12,000, books 5,000. So this information is required to prepare opening capital fund, and opening balance sheet is calculated, and the opening balance sheet is found out. Opening balance sheet is prepared to know the opening capital fund. Okay. So here to find out the opening capital fund, only a few items are given. But from the given information, we have to prepare opening balance sheet and you have to find out what is capital fund. So we shall find out opening capital fund. Balance sheet as on 1/4/2017. Assets, rupees, liabilities, rupees. See, what are all the assets given in the adjustment? Furniture and books are given. So you can write furniture and books. These two items are given, and opening cash in hand balance, it is there in recent payments account on the top of receipt side, to balance brought down. So cash in hand is 19,550, and in the adjustment books 5,000, furniture 12,000. Is there any other items given? See, in the opening balance sheet it is given to subscription 2017 and 18 27,700, 18 and 19 500. It is the amount to be entered in the closing balance sheet. Is there any other item left out? Just check that. And if there is no other item, you can find the capital fund. So here the total is 36,500. So write 36,500, and the difference is capital fund. So in the earlier problems, we used to get this opening balance sheet, but in this problem, the opening balance sheet is not given. We have to prepare opening balance sheet to find out the capital fund. So in the additional information, only these items are given. This I have taken from the recent payments account to balance brought down. Okay, now let's prepare income and expenditure account. Look at the payment side. General expenses are given, for which there is no other adjustment, to general expenses 3,200. Newspapers, for this also there is no other adjustment. Newspaper 1,850, and electricity, for this also there is no other adjustment, 3,000. Now fixed deposit with bank, it will go to the balance sheet. Books, it also go to the balance sheet, Now comes salary. To salary. See, in the adjustment number or information number 2, it's given on March 31st, 2018, salary outstanding rupees 600. So, any outstanding at the end of the year, it has to be added plus outstanding of current year. So, the amount of salary is 3,600 plus outstanding of current year 600. So, in the outer column 4,200. Then comes rent 6,500. To rent, the amount of rent is 6,500 for which there is no other adjustment. And postage charges, to postage charges, for this also there is no other adjustment, 300 rupees. Now see, is there any other adjustment given in the problem? See, furniture purchased is given, it will go to the balance sheet. And balance carried down, it will go to closing balance sheet as cash in hand. Look at the receipt side, to balance brought down, it is the amount to be entered in the opening balance sheet. Then comes subscription. So I'll write subscription. Always for subscription there will be adjustments. So the amount of subscription is 27,700. And what is given for 2018 and 19 rupees 500, it will be straight away entered in the closing balance sheet. So 27,700. Look at the information number 1 in the question. Subscription on 31st March 2018 is 1,500. So outstanding of current year 1,800. Sorry, 1,500. 1,500. So once you add up these two items, the amount will be 29,200. Now look at the other item, buy sale of old newspaper, revenue income, sale of old newspaper, 800 rupees. Government grants, as I told you, the purpose is not given, so we can consider them as revenue because we assume that it is recurring in nature, or it may be given for maintenance. So the government grant $12,000, government grant 12,000. Sale of old furniture, cost is given, book value is given 5,000, it is sold for 3,700. So loss on sale of furniture, loss on sale of furniture, 5,000 minus 3,700. 5,000 is the cost, we sold for 3,700, 1,300. So almost is interest received on FD 900 to, by interest received on FD 900 is given, but when you look at the payment side, fixed deposit with bank 18,000, it is deposited on 30th June 2017. As I told you earlier in the beginning, the total of interest should be on 18,000, 10% for 9 months, 18,000, 10% for 9 months. It will be, total of the amount should be 1,350, 1,350. Out of this, 900 is already received, the balance 450 is outstanding. So outstanding of current year 450, total should be 1,350. So I think almost all the items are over. before you find out the surplus or deficit, just look into the adjustment once again. Is there any depreciation? So in this problem, there is no other depreciation. So straight away we can find out the total and we can balance income and expenditure account. So the total of income and expenditure account is 45,350, 45,350, 45,350, and the difference is 23,000. Difference is 23,000. This can be considered as surplus. Surplus is the balancing figure 23,000, and this 23,000 has to be added to the capital fund in the closing balance sheet. So here the name is not written. Adarsh Literacy Club. So name has to be written on the top of income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. So the surplus is 23,000. Now we need to prepare the closing balance sheet. So let's prepare it. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. Assets, rupees. Liabilities. Now let's list on items one by one. So the first item which appears in the recent payments account as by balance carried down, write them in the beginning itself. Cash in hand. Cash in hand is by balance carried down 11,200. So 11,200. Is there any other assets? Look at your opening balance sheet. Books are there and furnitures are there. The amount of books given is 7,000 in the opening balance sheet. Look at the payment side. Is there any purchase of books? So yes, the purchase of books is additions. Opening balance is 5,000. Purchase of books plus addition 7,000. So you add up these two. So this will come to 12,000. In case if there are any depreciation, you have to deduct it. So here in this problem there is no other depreciation. So straight away you can write them in the outer column. Then comes furniture. The amount of furniture given in the opening balance sheet is 12,000. So if at all there are additions, you add that. So additions given in the payment side is furniture 10,500. This is the addition. Then some assets, some furnitures are sold. So whatever is sold, the cost of those assets should be entered. 5,000 minus 5,000. So in the outer column, you have to write the balancing figure 17,500. Okay. Now, is there any other item? Look at the payment side. General expense over electricity. Fixed deposit is left out. So write fixed deposit. The amount of fixed deposit is 18,000. So plus outstanding interest on FD. Outstanding interest on FD is 450. Plus outstanding 450. So you can write 18,450 you can write, or you can write them separately also. See, is there any other item in the payment side which should be considered as assets? No. I think all the items are over. Now look at the adjustment. Outstanding subscription 1,500. So outstanding subscription is an asset. Outstanding subscription 1,500, it's an asset. Then salary outstanding 600, it's a liability. Salary, outstanding salary 600, it's a liability. Before finding out the total or before you start writing the capital fund, just see, is there any item left out in the recent payments account? Yes, when you look at the question on the receipt side, subscription 2017-18 is given, 18-19 500, it is not entered anywhere. So it is advance given for next year, subscription received in advance. Subscription received in advance, the amount is 500. So always you must remember, whenever the expenses or incomes, if they are given like this, 18 and 19, 2019 and 20, this item definitely will go to balance sheet and this will go to opening balance sheet. In the income and expenditure account, we consider only this amount. So always don't forget to write the advance given to the next year, which appears in the recent payments account. It has to be entered in the closing balance sheet. You should not forget to write this amount in the closing balance sheet. Okay, now let's see capital fund. Capital fund we have found out in the opening balance sheet. Opening balance of capital fund is 36,550. 36,550, and the surplus, this is the opening balance, and surplus what we have found out is 23,000. Add up to these two figures and you will get 59,550. So now find the total of both sides. The total will be 60,650. 60,650. So this is how you have to work out this problem. See, the notes for this problem, the entire problem is given along with this video. So you download the notes and try to work out this problem. There is not that difficult problem. In the next sessions, we shall work out a new problem where there are more adjustments.